Hey bookwormies, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video. This is gonna be like the first reading vlog in a long time that I've done that won't be related to Zodiac Academy, though I probably will yap about it a little bit just because it's me and I want to do that and I have free will. So yeah, anyways, welcome back to today's video. Today's gonna be an interesting concept. I don't think it's interesting, I think it's just me. I just created it, probably somebody else has made it before, I don't know. But pretty much as summer comes in, a lot of different booktubers start posting these videos where they do a summer recommendations and they give you their recommendations for what you should read in the summer. What are the perfect summer books? And I love to watch them. Do I end up reading a lot of the books that they give out? Usually no, maybe one or two of them, maybe by accident, maybe on purpose because they influence me. You never know. With me, it's sometimes I'll get influenced by the most random videos that they post where they talk about a book, and sometimes I won't at all. And I decided I would take one of the booktubers that I watch that I love and adore, and I will be taking her summer recommendations and reading them in this video. Now, I might be in a little slump from Zodiac Academy, don't know. I finished Zodiac Academy last night, so no telling, no telling. I'm gonna be using Larryreads video, her summer recommendations. You guys maybe watched it, maybe you didn't. I have no clue. This is her video. For anybody wondering, I love her. She is a queen. I love her videos. She's such a great vibe. And I decided I will be taking her summer X video because it came out not too long ago in my timeline. So, that's perfect. I rewatched the video after that idea came out of my head, and I was like, oh wait, let me go rewatch it. And I wrote down all the books that she mentioned that I have not read, because some of the books she mentioned I did read, but a lot of them no. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books that I could choose from. Here's the list. Let me show it to you guys because I feel like you deserve to see it. Here it is. So the options for today are The Paradise Problem by you know who it is. Promise Me Sunshine, Rules for the Summer, Book Lovers, Beach Read, The Hotel Nantucket, One Golden Summer, and Love Overboard. Now, I will probably not read all of these because this is 8 books, and I'm not that fast. Anyways, but I will try to read as many as I can. I want to read at least one of the Emily Henry books because she mentioned 2, so I want to read one of the 2 of them if I can, because I have been wanting to try Book Lovers or Beach Read, whichever one I will get to, by Emily Henry, because a lot of people talk about it, and I've only read 3 books by Emily Henry, and only 2 of them I enjoyed. Happy Place I did not enjoy, but Funny Story and Great Big Beautiful Life I enjoyed it, so there's that. Anyways, and then the rest we'll see as we go what I want to do. I do kind of want to read Rules for the Summer. It is by Megan Quinn. Her writing is kind of like, she has a lot of humor in her books and all that kind of stuff, so I feel like she'd be a perfect fit when I want to have something like cutesy. Love Overboard is sort of like a reality TV kind of style, which I feel like could also be really fun to read. And then maybe The Paradise Problem, because I haven't read a book by this author, or maybe Promise Me Sunshine. I actually don't know, guys. I actually don't know which one I'm going to read. But which I'm going to start with, you might be asking. I think I'm going to start with Rules for the Summer just because it's a really fun, and I feel like it'd be a really quick read too. And honestly, after reading Zodiac Academy, I need something that will help me make sure that I don't get into a slump, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I'll probably start with Rules for the Summer. I'll go get it now on my phone or my Kindle, depending on how I feel, and I'll get started on reading it, and then I'll come back for the next update whenever I have one. So yeah, anyways, I'm actually kind of excited for this video because it's something I've never really done before, so hope you guys enjoy it. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Hey bookwormies, so we are back for an update. I'm filming this during the day finally, which is a good idea. In terms of updates on Rules for the Summer, I am 50% through it. Well, 56. I'm enjoying it. It's fun, it's silly. It's very much a silly and fun book, which is what Megan Quinn usually writes. I've read a few other books by her. 1 or 2 were like I don't know how many I've read by her, actually. I've not read that many, truth be told. I think I've read like 2 other books by her. One I remember not really being that good, and the other one I liked a little bit more. No, I think I've read 3 other books by her. I actually cannot tell. But like, she's very much like a silly kind of writer. Like, she doesn't make it too serious, but they do the characters, like, they do have their own kind of shit, but like it mainly focuses on the humor. It kind of uses humor to cover up a lot of the issue, like a lot of like like that's kind of like the characters like a defense mechanism. It is to like use humor to hide everything, which is kind of like how we're seeing with the MMC. That's like using humor is the only way that he doesn't feel like like to hide the fact that he's like numb from the world and like doesn't feel shit, like because like he's just so tired of living, you know. Okay, so I've read Till Summer Do Us Part by the same author, How My Neighbor Stole Christmas, and Those Three Little Words. Yeah, I know. I read three. Yeah, exactly. I had a feeling that it was three. Like that's the thing about all of Megan Quinn's books is that they're very much like cutesy and fun vibe. Like you don't take them seriously. You cannot take them seriously at all. And like I enjoy it because like the whole premise of this book, I don't think I told you guys what the premise was, but pretty much, so we're following Renly and Theo. Theo is like he lives in England and he's kind of like the heir to the Lord. Like his father is a lord, but like he always expects things of him and is like a very controlling father. And like at some point, after like a dare that he has with his best friend, which is to put himself on a fiance website where he's like looking for fiancés, he doesn't expect to get a match until Renly, accidentally drunk with her aunt, thinks that this is for financiers, like to find somebody to finance like a project for you, kind of like to act as like a, I forgot the name, but you know what I mean. Um, she finds him and clicks yes on him, not realizing that the website actually is to find a fiance and not to find somebody to finance like a big project of yours and like to lend you money. And so because she bought a failing candy store that she's trying to like to fix up and like it's one of her dreams. And so he comes and he's like, "Oh wow, so she actually did that." And his dad finds out about it and he's like, "Why did I find you on this website? And like, what are you doing this?" And he's like, "No, I'm looking for a fiance." And he's like, "Well, if you don't find one, you have to get married to this girl that he does not want to get married to." So he moves to Cape Merrill, which is where Renly lives. It is like a small town, but it's not the cutesy small town. Like everybody's like vicious in the inside. They're like it's very much like an expensive small town for tourists. Not really a cutesy one that you'd usually read about. And he moves in and he like proposes to her and she says no, absolutely not. And so he's persistent. He's like, "No, I'm gonna stay and I'm gonna convince you to become my fiance by the end of the summer. And if not by then he has to get married to the girl that his dad told him to get married to." And so that's what you're following. It's very much like a fun one. It's very much like something like you do not expect that to actually happen in real life. Like I don't think I would ever find a heir to be lord on my French port proposing to me for no reason, you know, because I actually thought I was looking for a finance dude, and instead I found somebody looking for a fiance, you know. So we just follow them. It's very much rom commy, and you know, it's fun to read about. It's very enjoyable. Like you, a lot of things. Like the main male character, he does not take a lot of things seriously. Like he just uses humor to hide himself, which is like I feel like a lot of some of my favorite characters are that way. Like for example, Kenji, Riddick, Keith. Like I've all of my a lot of my favorite characters are like that. Gipsy also that way. The, I hope the next Gipsy book and the Boys of Tommen series will be better in terms that like it doesn't strip away of his humor because it's still a part of him, even though it is a coping mechanism, but it lets you see both sides, if you know what I mean. But yeah, that's that. I'm really enjoying it, and Renly's very much like a practical person. Like she's like she's kind of like the cautionary tale in her town. Like everybody, because like her father worked the odd jobs, and they rich off her father because they're like, "Oh my god, look at that poor little guy trying to provide." When like they're very much used to being rich kind of stuff, because this is like a very much rich small town. And then also her aunt is very much also a cautionary tale, so she's trying to prove something, also trying to just get her candy store up and running. So she's very much a practical person. She's like, "What are you doing? You go back to your to living in England and just like leave me alone." And honestly, it's fun. I can't say much that I'm like crazy in love with it, but it's a fun thing. Like it's fun to just read, you know? So that's all I really have to say. There's nothing more. Also, guys, I took the fuzzy part of my microphone off. I don't know. I feel like it sometimes muffles the sound more than like I want to. So we'll see how this works out without it. I've had this fuzzy thing on for a while. It's mainly for like wind control, but like there's not much wind in my room, you know, but it's also cute. Anyways, we'll see how the audio now sounds without the fuzzy part on it. It's called a wind muff. I don't know why I call it fuzzy thing. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Hey, bookwormies. So I'm sorry that the light is flickering. You'll just have to deal with it. It is the same day, but I have just finished Rules for the Summer, and honestly, it was a really cute book. It was a really really cute book, and it's just funny and it's simple, and like obviously all of them had like their issues, and like it was rom-com, but it isn't so rom-com that like all the characters are perfect and they don't have flaws, you know? All of them have flaws, all of them have issues that they're going through, but like the vibe in general is very rom-com-y. But like obviously, as we follow the story, we see how the FMC Renly has her own issues that she's working through and like her own childhood stuff, and then the MMC, same idea, he has his own stuff. And so like it's not so rom-com like like the stereotypical rom-com, but it is still like very cutesy, very fun, and that kind of vibe. And I honestly really loved it. I really enjoyed it. It was a 3.5 stars. It was really fun. There wasn't anything special that I would rate it any higher for, but it was fun. It was simple. It was just an easy palate cleanser that I really needed to just read and chill with. Like, I needed something simple. I needed something that would not require a lot of brain work, which honestly, props for that because it was perfect for everything I needed. Um, and so yeah. Oh, also guys, the way that the MMC called her love, like yes, English man, yes, thank you. I would love that, you little British man. Like I don't know why. Like love is such a simple nickname, but it's still so cute. But he would also call her Gossie. So you know what? He has two. And it was perfect. And honestly, the end of this book was honestly so fun because it felt so like well rounded and it kinda like brought us back. So I don't know. I love that personally. It was really fun and it was just really cutesy, fun summer romance. In terms of summer vibes, I would say it's pretty much summery. It's pretty summery. So I say yes to this. Now, what do I want to read next? I do not want to read Love Overboard because I know that everybody says that it's kind of like Love Island in a book kind of vibe, but thing is, it's very much like trashy and like there's all kinds of things going on. But I don't think I want something like that. I feel like I'll just get too pissed at the characters and not enjoy myself at all. I would like to read at least one Emily Henry video, one Emily Henry book this summer. Would be best if I do it in this video, but I don't know. Promise Me Sunshine could be a good one. What is Promise Me Sunshine about? I low-key don't remember. Here it is. It is technically the second in a series, but I feel like that's so fine because it's interconnected standalone. Oh, so those are the books. Just Ready or Not, then Promise Me Sunshine, then No Matter What, and then there's gonna be a third one. Ooh, okay. That's low key really cute. What is Promise Me Sunshine? Okay, grieving the loss of her best friend, a young woman's life is turned upside down when she meets a grumpy stranger who swears he can help her live again. Actually, yeah, I'm ready to read this. I want to cry a little bit, and I feel like I could cry a little bit with this book. Yeah, I think I'm gonna choose Promise Me Sunshine, guys, as my second book, and I think it's Friends to Lovers from what I see on Goodreads. A lot of people really, really like it. It's like a 4 stars. It's very much heartwarming and like let's see. We'll see how this one goes. I am gonna try to read it. I feel like this is a good time to read Promise Me Sunshine. Ooh, also guys, I want to tell you guys I started watching The 100, which is kind of like a dystopian show where like they're living in like this space shuttle like because they say that Earth is like unlivable and you can't live there and it's like really bad. But then the people decide, oh no, let's send 100 kids, ones that are like felons, sort of, as soon as they turn 18, to try out and live in this earth, and then we'll come back and see what happens, But chances are they could die, they could do anything. But they're like, actually, let's just send them down and find out for ourselves, and then we can track them with like a bracelet. And so yeah, that's sort of what we're following. I'm really enjoying it. I'm on episode 2. Honestly, it's really fun, and because I started watching Hunger Games, I started rewatching it, obviously because in preparation for Sunrise on the Reaping, I need to watch it. So yeah. But anyways, I don't know, I decided to start watching it and I'm really enjoying it. That's all I really wanted to say. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later, but I'm gonna start Promise Me Sunshine today. Anyways. Okay guys, this is kind of a bad angle because it's so dark in this section of the room because there's light right behind of me. So actually let's maybe move you guys. Give me a second. We'll work through this together. Maybe let's turn you this way around. You see? There you go. Problem solving, guys. Wait, let me get you guys onto my tripod with my light. But I'm not going to turn on the light because we don't need to. It's actually kind of bright right now. In my room, it's like middle-ish, I would say, in terms of brightness. But yeah, this looks good, right? Right, guys? I really like the background. I really like how the background looks, I feel like, in this camera. But I could be lying right now because I'm seeing it from like a tiny little speck. One thing I love about the GoPro though, that like specifically the one that I have, because I know the older versions. I have the GoPro, I think 9. I got no clue. I think it's the 9 black. But it has like a little screen in the front so I can actually see. Guys, ever since Olivia's Rodrigo new album, You Seem Pretty Sad for a Girl So in Love, I've not been able to listen to other shit. I've not been able to. Like, guys, like, yeah. Usually when a new album comes out from like artists that I've been like looking forward to, that like for some reason I've been looking forward to. Olivia Rodrigo, I've always been a diehard fan of hers. I love her music. Like, guys, I've gone to one of her Guts concerts, and I have the Guts album vinyl in my bedroom, so like, it kind of shows up. I don't have the sour one or the You Seem Pretty Sad for a Girl So in Love. Anyways, I am like, wait, let's see. Okay, let's see how far I am through Promise Me Sunshine. I'm 54% through Promise Me Sunshine. It is really fun. Let me explain a little bit about what it's about and then go into my own thoughts. So I told you guys a little bit from what I read from the blurb on Goodreads. I didn't read the entire summary, so I knew a little bit about what was going on before I got into it, but not fully. So pretty much we're following Lenny. That's not her real name. Her real name is Helen. But after like following her grief after she loses like her best friend, her childhood best friend. So we're following her as she's going through this grief, and she like gets all these odd like one time kind of babysitting jobs, and like every time her family's like, hey, do you want to stay like long lasting, she's like, no, I need some change, so I can't stay with you for a long time. And she one time goes and babysits Ainsley, and she meets her mom. She's a single mom, and then you also have her brother, but they're not really close, and you meet him, and that is like the main male character, that the main love interest that we will be seeing throughout the book. And so like she goes and babysits that girl, and then she's like, and she's like, she brings herself out there for this babysitting. She's like babysitting the 7-year-old Ainsley. She's super sweet, super nice. But then after that, she just goes home. She just goes and stays at a bar. And that brother of the mother of the kid, sorry guys, the main male character pretty much, he notices her and he's like, what happened? And she's like, yeah, I lost somebody. And he's like, yeah, I get that. I also have something like that. And so he helps her deal with all that grief that's happening. And lets her go through this life list called Living Again, or I don't remember exactly the name, but something like that, that her and her best friend made before the best friend died. Like her best friend made it with her. She's like, I know that after I die, you're not gonna want to live again. So here's a checklist, things that you need to do to bring you back to life and to like do something with your life and not just move through the motions after I'm gone. And so you see the main male character helping her go through this life list, and you see them getting close, and you see her babysitting also, and you see just a bunch of things, her trying to make new friends, and like everything in between, and you're just following that. That's kind of the idea. It's pretty much like it's a friends to lovers situation. So yeah, that's all I really wanted to say. So yeah, that's sort of what the book is about. I'm personally really enjoying it. At the start, I was a little bit like, "What is this?" Because for a second, like being in this, in the main female character's head, it was like a little bit like, "What is going on?" But for a second, okay, that was just me. I'm enjoying it, and like seeing like there are parts in this book where you like get a little snippet of like a memory that she had with her best friend, and then like I feel like that's really like important because it shows like it because like something I was scared of with this book of grief is that like, oh yeah, she's grieving, but it's sort of like that grieving is used as a ploy to just get them together instead of also seeing that part of her, which I really like. I like that like we're focusing on both aspects. We're not just focusing like as soon as after she says like, oh yeah, I'm grieving my best friend that died a few months back, then it's just about them and their love story. No, it's also about her grieving, her trying to find her way back to life, which I feel like is very important. So yeah, that's what I really wanted to say. Okay, anyways, let's continue Promise Me Sunshine, and then I'll update you guys later when I'm finished with it or close to finishing it. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Hey, bookwormies, so we are here for an update. So it is the same day, and I have finished Promise Me Sunshine. It was such a cute book. It's like, it's not just like a love story, it's also like to show like how somebody can bring you back from the depths of hell and like from like everything you're experiencing and teach you to live again, which I feel like is such an important message. I honestly really enjoyed it. It was so good. Like actually, I enjoyed it a lot. Like at the start of the book, I was like, okay, I see where this is going and I feel like I could enjoy it, but I have no clue, because obviously you just started. And honestly, it just got better and I really enjoyed it. It was so fun. It was so cute. Like there was nothing in this book where I was like, actually, I despise that. There's nothing that I would like. I could clearly say like, no, I did not need that. I did not need that because like in honestly, like there was a point in like the other book that I read early on in this video. I forgot the name of it, but by Megan Quinn that I talked to you guys about. That like I saw a moment where I was like, okay, you better talk to her about this, or else I'm actually gonna run out of here. And so like that was a moment. But in this book, I feel like everything about it was just so perfect, and like it just worked really well. It showed the grief of it all. It showed just everything, and honestly, I really really enjoyed myself. It was just so fun. Um, is there anything particularly that like I would say like it's bad? No, but I don't know, guys. Okay, yeah. Honestly, guys, I really enjoyed it. Ooh, there's this quote I want to read to you guys. It is like, okay, so grief is a relationship. It's the way we figure out how to keep loving them even though they're gone. And in order to do that, we have to keep on going and going and going. And then this other one, he treats you well, mom. He walked into hell and dragged me back out. I love that. Honestly, it was such a sweet book. It was so fun. Honestly, would I rate it? I actually am gonna rate it right now on Goodreads. I am rating it a 4-star. I loved it. It was so fun. It was so no, I can't say it's fun, but it's sweet. It's bittersweet in the terms that like it shows like how people deal with grief and how and how like people that love you can help you deal with that grief. In addition, it's just like the whole entire idea of the book and how it like showed how you can deal with grief and like how somebody can help you out with that. That really just it just really resonated with me. I loved it. It was fun. It was great. Honestly, 10 out of 10. experience. But I do still rate it a 4-star, not any higher. But I still loved it, guys. It's not like a thing where like oh my god, I enjoyed it, but it's not enough for me. Like I loved it. There's nothing that I would particularly say like no, that's not good. Like there's nothing I can pinpoint that was bad about it. It's just a 4-star in my opinion. Anyways, what do I want to read next? This is the question of the century because I'm a mood reader at my core, but I would like to read at least one more book in this video, and we have time, so I can so read a third one, maybe even a fourth one, if time will let me. So yeah, anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Hey bookwormies, so we are here for an update. Quickly guys, before I say it, what book did I choose for my third read, summer read for this video? Guess, come on. I decided to start Beach Read by Emily Henry for those who did not guess it, but also yeah. Okay, so let me explain a little bit about what this book is about, and then we'll get to thoughts and opinions. I'm also like, I think I'm a quarter way through. I think I'm like 25% through it, if I'm right. Yeah, I'm exactly 25% through it. We are. Oh, wow. Okay, that was a little bit scary. Anyways, so what is Beach Read about? We follow January and Augustus Everett, or Gus, and they are both literary writers. Augustus, he is a author of literary fiction, and January writes best-selling romance. And while she talks about happily ever afters in her books, he kills off characters. Okay, they're polar opposites. They used to be in the same university, and they were in the same creative writing class, and she was always competing with him, but it was sort of like at least from how it sounds like, a one-sided rivalry where she was always like trying to best him because she always felt like he was doing better than her, and so she was trying to best him and that sort of thing, and she always had a little bit of a rivalry with him. And we follow as we see that January moves to this small town and to this little house to take care, to look through all the stuff in the house, and at the same time, they both notice they both have writer's block. And so for the next 3 months, they will be writing polar books to get them out of their creative rut. So while Augustus, he usually writes literary fiction where he kills off characters, he will be writing a happily ever after. And she will go, instead of writing a happily ever after, she will write a lit fic. And so we follow them. This is like a striking of a deal, and like to give them a chance to get out of their rut. And so you follow that. So that's the kind of idea. What do I think of it now? I'm enjoying it, actually, surprisingly. Things with Emily Henry I've noticed, maybe it was just that one book that like really made me feel like this is not it for me. But Happy Place, the first Emily Henry book I've ever read was Happy Place, and I did not like it. It was not interesting to me. I didn't care for it. It was just not my vibe. Then I read Funny Story, and it was a little bit more enjoyable. And then I read Great Big Beautiful Life, which was also around that enjoyable segment. It wasn't anything like, oh my god, I will never stop thinking about this, but it wasn't like a Happy Place situation. And I was scared because honestly, Happy Place, in my head, I sort of like, because I feel like Funny Story and Great Big Beautiful Life are sort of the books where she branches out a little more than from her other books. At least that's what I think. I don't know. I could be completely wrong. And so for me, in my head, I associated people we meet on vacation, beach read, book lovers, and Happy Place into kind of like the same spot in terms of like the writing is similar and like the idea. Like the writing is similar, not anything else, but yeah. So like that's why I was a little bit scared, honestly, guys, to read an Emily Henry book again, because I was like, I'm probably not gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna hate myself, and then I'm gonna read something that I'm not gonna enjoy, and I don't want to feel that way right now. But honestly, I'm enjoying it. It's fun. I like being in January's head. It's fun, and I feel like that this could be enjoyable. I want to see if the summer vibes are going to show up or not in this book, because the other books that I've read were pretty summery, I would say. Like Promise Me Sunshine was kind of summery. Well, I can't say. Actually, it did not have that much summer vibes, but the idea is there in terms of summer. Rules for the Summer was summery. And then Beach Read, we'll see. I feel like it has the potential to be, and it is sort of set in like a small town, so I feel like it'll be really cutesy and fun. Do I have any other thoughts? No, not really. I am going to a dance class today, which I'm actually excited about. I really need to get out of the house and do something outside, but I did also finish editing a video, which I'm really happy about. Anyways, I'm gonna continue working and reading and doing everything in between, and I will talk to you guys later. So yeah. So, hey, bookwormies, we are here for an update. It is the same day, and I finished Beach Read by Emily Henry. Guys, I think I finally understand the hype around Emily Henry and her writing. And maybe Happy Place was really just not my thing, and it was not a good book to read for it to be the first book that I read by Emily Henry. But this one, yeah. Yeah, it shows like everything you would want, because January, she's like that epitome of like she wants happily ever after. She writes romance stories because she believes in that happily ever after, in that love and that romance. And you have Gus, more like Gus, who he's much more of a realist, where he believes that like chances are it won't work out well, and all of that. And you follow their story, and I loved it. I personally really loved it. I like seeing them go through all their emotions, seeing them go through everything, and you learn about their stories where she's telling you about her past and her own things, and then he's telling her about all the things that he had going on and all of that. And I personally loved it. I don't care what other people say, I actually really loved it. And this is such a surprise to me because, guys, honestly, the one reason why I was scared to pick up one of the Emily Henry books in this list was because I was like, I feel like I'm not going to enjoy it. And then I'm going to have to read a book that I'm not going to enjoy. And then I'm going to have to live through that and force myself through it. And then I started this book and I'm like, okay, I get the hype around this. And guys, this is a debut novel. Beach Read is a debut novel. At least that's what it says at the start of the book, which to me, I loved it for a day. Not even like, even if you, let's say it was her 5th book, her 10th book, her 1,000th book, I loved it. It was so good. I loved how like we go from the past. In the ending, like the last 2 paragraphs. Yeah, I have some quotes highlighted. I'm not gonna say them because I feel like if you guys have not read the book, you should read it and experience those quotes as you go through it, rather than me reading it. But I personally loved it. It was such a good book. I really did not expect it. I cried a little bit after I finished it. Not during, but after I finished it, and like just seeing how like the characters grew and seeing their relationship grow and seeing their books grow too, because you see them writing like opposite types of book. Like Gus is writing a romance while January is writing a lit fic. And so you see them. And so you see them as their books flourish, as they go through the writer's block, they go through everything. And I personally really loved it. Now, in terms of rating, I still don't know. I still don't know, which is so crazy to me because usually I can tell as soon as I finish a book, oh yeah, this is about this much. And like maybe sometimes I'll take like a few minutes to like think it through and then I'll be like, okay, actually, I think it's this rating. And then, for this book, I'm in the 4 range zone. I'm in the 4 range zone. It's really close to a 5-star. Honestly, it's really close, but I don't think it is. I think it's like a 4.5 stars. I loved it. It was so good. It was just such a great read. It was emotional, but it was just perfect in everything that I wished for, which I feel like says a lot about me. Anyways, I think yeah, actually guys, yeah, I think I'm going to rate it a 4.5 for now. It might change in the future. We don't know. Yeah, I think I'm gonna rate it a 4.5 now that I think about it. In terms of the next book that I'm gonna read, because I want to read one more book, guys, if I can, because I feel like you guys deserve another book from me to be read. But honestly, guys, this list is really good. Like Rules for the Summer was a cute, quirky one. Promise Me Sunshine was a really nice one, and like it played on grief and all of that. And then Beach Read was very much like a well, Rules for the Summer also had its own thoughts. But Beach Read was very much like you're also going through their past and you're also seeing them find their way together and seeing like how two people of opposite types can like totally go together. So I love that. In terms of the last book, I don't know, God. But I don't know. I don't know. Should I read The Paradise Problem? Should I read I don't think I want to read another Emily Henry book. I love Emily Henry now. I like her a lot more and I'm much more inclined to read another one of hers, but I don't want to read Book Lovers by her. I don't. I could read The Hotel Nantucket. I've honestly like kind of skipped over the fact that it's there. But what is it? Here it is. I haven't read an Ellen Hilderbrand. I don't think I want to read it. So I think that's out of the way. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Pictures
Hey, bookwormies.
Jump scare.
I have a face mask on, so do not be scared. I'm totally fine. I just have a face mask on. I'm trying not to talk too much because I don't want to move the face mask too much. It's a sheet mask because my skin has been feeling like absolute shit. So I decided to do this. I showered. My hair is wet. It's behind me, but because I have the headband on, it's all fine. Guys, tell me why face masks are so big. They never fit me right. So I always have to like cut slivers. Like I'll cut here a sliver, I'll cut here a sliver, I'll cut here and here. That's where I always do it. If you guys have any more suggestions of where else I need to like cut it up a little bit so it fits better, let me know in the comments. But yeah. Oh, I decided to read One Golden Summer because I feel like I need to meet what's his name? I needed to meet Charlie Florrick in all his glory. Like I already met him, but like I needed to like officially meet him. 17% through it. Yeah, I don't have any thoughts. I'm enjoying it. I love how they introduced us. Though I kind of already knew that this was sort of going to happen, the introduction, just because I didn't realize that, like, the season of every year after would already have, like, Charlie Florrick already, like, and, like, his season starting up a little bit in the episode, so I kind of already knew when it already happened, so I know a little bits and pieces about some shit, but not a lot. So, yeah. Any other thoughts? Oh no, but I want to show you guys something. Let me show it to you guys because I feel like it needs to be shown. I actually really love it. I finished doing Sigale. She's on the right over here, little queen. And I also went over and like outlined the two dragons. I went over Violet and Zayden again. I don't know how I feel about them just yet, and I haven't done it in the background, but I have not done anything. What is it about? Okay, so we're following Alice. She is a photographer. She's been like overworking herself after like her fiance dumps her, and he's like, and then he gets together with her, and then he proposes to another girl 2 months later, and and then her grandma has like a hip surgery, so she's like, wait, let's spend the summer at Barry's Bay. So she comes over there, and actually Alice took a photo, like 17 summers back, of Charlie Florrick with Sam, his brother, and Sam's girl, which I forgot her name. I don't know why I keep forgetting names. I'm really bad at names sometimes. So yeah, and so you sort of follow that. And then like they meet up and like Charlie's like helping like he was helping Alice before she came over to Barry's Bay to take over the house, like to set it up for her grandma because she had her hip surgery and all of that stuff. And so we're following that. I don't know much else because I'm kind of at the start of the book, but I will update you guys probably later today with a bigger update on it. So yeah. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Hey bookwormies, so we are here for an update. It is the next day and I have finished One Golden Summer. So thoughts. I enjoyed the book. I get why people all love Charlie Florrick and I get why they love this book, but I was like in the middle of it. I'm like in the midst. I'm like, I like it, but I'm not overly excited about it, if you get what I mean. Like, I ended up, for context, I ended up rating the book 3.75. You could be like, Romy, just rate it 3.5 or 4 stars. Don't complicate yourself. But honestly, if you guys really want that, I would say it's closer to a 3.5 than a 4 stars, which is one of the reasons why I put it in the middle of that, just to give it like a little bit of like a push forward, but it's not by much, you know? I enjoyed it. I love Charlie Florrick. He's a great character, and seeing like, cause I read every summer after, so I kind of know what happened, but I don't know like some of the inner workings in his head that led to that point and how he felt afterwards and blah blah blah. And so now when we go back into the book and we now see Charlie, we see how much it messed him up, and we see how much he's like trying to get through it, but he's like, I don't know if I can do this, if I can do that, and whatever, whatever, whatever. I did feel like it needed to be some more communication in terms of that front earlier on, or like just more communication in general. I feel like would have been nice, but I still enjoyed it a lot. It was a great book. There's nothing that I would like extremely change. Like there's nothing drastic that I hated about it, but it's nothing that I like overly loved. Okay, and I loved Alice. She really took him out of the comfort zone, and he took her out of her comfort zone. And like she was like when she noticed that he was pushing her away, she was like, well, I could maybe like a few months ago I would have just given him time, but now that I know Charlie, I know that I need to push him back, otherwise nothing is ever going to happen with this. And like seeing her understand how she needs to give something specific to Charlie to get like to get him to open up and all of that shows just how much like you know. And also I love that they made like a little bucket list for summer. She made one and like he helped her do it, and he like had it memorized and everything, which is so cute. I've noticed a lot of the books I've read in this video have a summer bucket list, or just a bucket list, or like a live again list, like all like things that you should do by the end of a certain point, you know, which I felt like, yeah, I don't know, I feel like maybe, yeah, I think it's mainly like a summery thing, that's why it's there. But it was fun, I loved it, it was interesting, it was a great book. Charlie Florrick, I get the hype now by him, fully sold on him. I don't know, I love the book. I don't think it's my new favorite 5 star. For that, that is what I think. But in terms of summer vibes, this book was giving yes. The lake vibes were amazing, immaculate. I absolutely loved it. I felt like I was in Barry's Bay. So take that as you wish. But I think maybe one of the best books, which is ironically, I think is Beach Read by Emily Henry, because I did not expect that. Out of all the books to rate it highly, least expected Emily Henry, just because I have a very iffy relationship with her books. But I ended up really loving it. Let me check. Let's look again at what I read and let's see. I had Rules for the Summer. It was a fun, quirky one. I enjoyed it. Promise Me Sunshine. Promise Me Sunshine is a good second. I feel like it goes Beach Read, Promise Me Sunshine, and then Rules for the Summer and One Golden Summer. I feel like they're somewhere in the middle together. I don't know. I don't know. But I loved. Those are my thoughts. I love this list. This video idea I feel like really worked out well. It gave me a time to really feel this summer because guys, a few days ago in here it was hot. It was 39 degrees on a Sunday. Today's Wednesday. Tell me why today is pouring outside, and during the night too. During the night, like I woke up a little bit and like I heard like thunder and rain and everything, and I'm like, so is this summer supposed to be? Like, I feel like the weather has confused summer with like gloomy winter. It's not that cold outside probably, but it's just like it's so sad with all the rain. But you know, the summer vibes made up for it. It helped get us through it. The rain does give a little bit of a cozy vibe, so I can go out and do what I need to do today then, knowing that I have a little cute gloomy side next to me. Anyways, that's all I really wanted to say. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Comment down below any other video ideas you guys would like to see me do, whether there's something totally new that you just made up out of like a drop of a hat, or if it's something that you guys have been seeing a lot of other creators do and you want me to do too. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.